The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Wednesday, the 4th of June. And we're looking at an interesting market. There was very early weakness, then there was strength, and there was sudden weakness, and then there was even more strength. And now the market's digesting. When I say to subscribers to my opening call is, I'm just wondering if we don't get the exact opposite that we've seen for the last, up until today. We saw for 3 days, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, where the Dow was down very sharply, and then it came back and closed quite nicely on the upside. Are we looking at some kind of reversal today? There's a whole mixed bunch of things that are going on right now. So this is what I'm looking at. The Dow is up 14 at 42,533. So there's a pattern that I'm looking at here where, let me just pull this up so that you can know what I'm talking about in terms of design. Whoops, cancel. Okay, got it. Okay. So within the context of going to a high and then pulling back, there's a pattern that I call the falling axe formation, where it goes to a peak D, E, or F, but it suddenly starts to make lower highs and much lower lows. And then all of a sudden, it finds some support and it circles back, makes a cup formation or a V-shaped formation, and it takes out that upper declining cone line. And if that happens, then you start looking at the left side highs, which we did. Yesterday, we took out that left side high, and then you went to another high today, but you're under the 42,842 high of mid-May. And I'm looking at this, but I'm saying the 9-period moving average is still strong. That's a good sign. The MACD is flat. And that usually picks up the last, it holds the last up or down arrow. In this case, an up arrow, so that's still positive, even though slightly negative. The relative strength is still rallying. This is the daily chart. Let me get rid of this right now because we've got another pattern that we're going to look at here. And I'll go to that right there. The stochastics under 80% is 67%. The on-balance volume, the blue line, is holding okay, but most importantly, it is quite positive. And it's indicating that it's getting a little bit overbought, but not yet overbought. Most importantly, what we're looking at here is that the weekly chart has gone to a leg B, and all it needs is this week, I'd prefer it this week, is 42,842. I'll give you the exact decimal because 1 penny above that, 0.04, so 0.05 starts a new leg C, and we're really close, right? So, and the monthly chart is still pretty strong, and more importantly, what we're looking at is the S&P has a slightly different picture. Look, the S&P has gone to a new recovery high above the 5968.61 high. I should put the date in. I think that was the 25th or something. The 20th. Sorry, no, it's the 19th. The 19th of May. So that to me is really important. And I think that having gone to today's high of 5990.48, I could call this an F/B, but I really think this is a new leg B, and I'll explain why. Because here it is in leg B in the weekly chart. It's already gotten there. That's really important, leg B. There it is, B. And the monthly chart is still looking really good. Now I'm going to explain what came as a little bit of a surprise to me. I kind of saw it, and then I kind of ignored it. I thought, it's not going to happen really. But the QQQ, having snuck above the high of, here we go. Let me show you. So the notation, the Chapman wave methodology, well, first of all, let me just say, I look at 3 patterns, straight up, straight down, cup formation, arch formation, a mix of 1 and 2 and 1 and 3. But more importantly, what I am looking at here is, if I can just slide this across so I can get it, Where is that? Oh, did I lose that? No, there it is. So this particular pattern says, in the Chapman methodology, I try to identify the lowest low and count each successively higher bar, each peak. I got distracted there. And 1 penny below the high of the leg starts a peak, and then 1 penny above the peak starts a new leg, and it should go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's 7 higher peaks, sorry. But it is at this peak D, the fourth highest peak, that other things can happen. And if you get a buy signal that's upgraded to buy mode, it should go to at least a D. Well, we did that right here. We went to a D, went quickly to an E and an F. This is the QQQ. Pulled back, held the 14-period moving average, and within 4 sessions, broke to a higher high. So that becomes an alternate count, maybe G/A, but there's never an H. At G, you have to go back and say, what's going on? Have I miscounted? Is there something else going on? And most importantly, what we're looking at here is that we've now gone to a B. There's no other way I can count it. We're in a leg B in the QQQ. It's exactly the same for the NDX 100, right? And that's in a leg B, but that leg B, this is very interesting, is under the high that was made right there of 22,000. Oh my, I forgot about that. 22,222.61. Oh, wouldn't it have been amazing if it was 0.22? So 22222. And now what we're looking at is we've gone to a high today of 21,757, quite close. And I had a left side, right side price time match, not to the low, but to this high right here. And that took us to, yesterday. Now I have to say, all right, you've missed it. You could arch over, but in the meantime, it's under the previous high. Now, waveforms can fail under the previous major high. Let's just make that clear. It's unusual to do it when you are that close to the height, but I just have to put it out there. But what's most important here, and this is one of the reasons why I think we're starting to get kind of toppy, reason why we went short very briefly for two little short positions for 1% loss in each on the S&P starting Friday and then Monday. But I want you to keep that as narrow as possible. When you go 3 times long in a small position and you can have a 1% loss, that is really good. That's good money management. But most importantly, it's because all the technicals on the upside were still looking very good. And as I say, I've used the GE, Cintas, Robinhood, and 1 or 2 other stocks as kind of benchmarks in this particular phase right now. I'd even include Bank of America. And they're holding pretty darn well. Some of them are doing fantastically. So most importantly, the NDX 100, now I can't remember if I had to redo comp. I think I didn't have time to redo it. I lost the notation. Yeah, it's just a blank. Oh, isn't that frustrating? A blank chart for the composite index. Let me just do this now. Peak A, peak B, peak C, peak D. Could be an instant restart. E, F, G, C. Yeah, that has to be a leg B. So that's what I'm looking at, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to be very strong legs, and they should go into next week. And then I think we'll see what happens.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Yeah, so let me just finish some of this. I had a question just in the den. Flesh put in CLH. Yeah, this is breaking to a new recovery high. So this is interesting. So let me show you Chapman Wave methodology. So this is in the daily chart, goes to a G, then it pulls back quite sharply, and it goes to a low in the 32s, and then it has a big move up. This cannot be leg A because you can only start your wave count on the upside after a trough is made. So that's the bar that starts it. So this is peak A, pulls back, and now because this is the starting point right here, and I love this that you chose Celsius because it's in an area, it's under the radar, and under the radar says, right here, look, under the radar says you still have to count. This is an A right here, a gray B, and then all of a sudden that's a C. That C is below the previous high, right? Doesn't matter, it's the C, and in the weekly chart it is D, and it'll become an E, 1 penny above the high of Celsius. CLH is the symbol. Above the 14th of May, it made a high of 7, let's go to 39.94. So 95 today, we've already gone to 39.91. So Celsius is looking very good after a disastrous 100-point high, goes down to the 21-ish area, and has started this move to the upside. Now it's pushing away from the 200-period moving average. But as I say, it's in an area that is under the radar. So the question is, index chart, my swing counts equal leg G at 21,7575, high today. Basil, you help please observe my notice. Z swing count is equal leg G. Out of respect for your invention expertise, I do not call it Chapman Wave leg G. That said, why do you not label NDX daily chart in leg G? Let me just show you something. I think that's a really good question. So I'm going to open this up here because a couple of people asked me about that. Look, I count from the lowest low, right? So I have no choice. I count from the lowest low. That's the low. I should have typed it in. Well, I did in the QQQ, which is in the QQQ. It's 402.39 on the 7th of April. But let's just go to the NDX 100 because that's what your question is. But look at this. NDX.X, there we go. Look, the low unlike the QQQ, this is different. That low saw the first peak A right there. That was on the 9th of April at 19,234.02. Now, we do mention the points because if you go 0.01, 1 penny higher, it changes the count. This is also an A. This is a gray leg A right here because it's underneath. But remember, this is your starting point. So every peak gets counted. That's the rule. So same as on the downside. So look what happened. That becomes an A, but it's under the previous A, so I call it a gray A. Both of them actually gray A's because I don't have any buy signal yet. So I'm not going to change the color just right now. So 19,115 on the 14th of April, pulls back again. And then you make no peak until you get to that peak B on the 2nd of May, which is at 20,176.60. Pulls back 1 penny above that, starts leg C, and within a bar it makes a lower high, and that becomes peak C on the 8th of May at 20,249.76. Then it pulls back for 1 bar, breaks to the upside, and goes to peak D, and that D is at 21,443.88 because the next day the high was it that different? 428. Yeah, the high on the 15th is 443, and the high on the next day is 428. So that's a peak. Maybe you missed that, but that's what it is. The very next day makes a high on the 19th at 21,464.56, pulls back and makes a fractional high at 21,482.98. 480, yeah, it's above 20 points above the 464, not 20, but there. So it pulls back. So then you go G/A from the 14-period moving average. It has a rally, gap down, gap up, an island reversal, goes to a high on the 29th of May of 21,611.54. So that's G/A. Then yesterday it made a higher high. There's no H, so that cannot be an H/B. It's just a brand new B. There's no other count. Does that clarify it for you? You might have missed. I'm not sure if that's correct because I can't say. No, you got it right. So you got A, B. Wow. So you got A, B. Wait a minute. You've got a little hiccup there, right? Ugh. Yes, no, that was peak C. So you missed one. So here it is. That's what it is. Look, John, you missed this one right here, where I went to peak C, right here on the 8th of May. That's why Steve has this automated, and it's fantastic. But I cannot automate it because there are alternates that I haven't figured out how to count. The alternate count. There are just certain things that make it, for me, that little extra that I have to have. So, but that was missed right there. So I hope that you can see that. That was what did I say it was? The day of the little doji candle on the 8th of May. Okay, but you'll see the QQQ would have confirmed what I did. And what's funny is that when I went back, there was one that I missed in the NDX 100. I don't know if it was that or it was the Qs. But in the meantime, peak F, this is a leg B. There's no other way I can count it. So there's strength. I wouldn't be shorting. I went short with just a tiny 1% on a 3 times short position. That is amazing. But I managed to do it. And now we're just clean. We're looking at the upside. And the upside is still in place very nicely. So I think that we're going to, I don't know if we'll get to the 540.81 level in the QQQ in the NDX because this changes. I don't always like to type it in, but that was the high that was made right there, that candle of the 19th of Feb at 22,222.61. And we're right now at 21,007. It's quite a bit to go. I'm suspecting that we do get to a leg D, and it's not that much higher, but it's high enough. Okay. So with that said, I hope that clarified it. Let me just see if it clarified it for you. Good. Okay, let's do this. I'll just run down. Zip wants to know about Orly. I've got that all notated, so I'll just do it. Orly is trading at O'Reilly Automotive. This is Auto Parts. It's trading sideways. You know, sideways is a trading avenue. It's a direction. And I would just say right now, Orly is doing very little. I wouldn't add to it, but I would add to it. Right in this phase, it's a little difficult to add to some of these positions because I think we are getting close to some digestive phase. I don't know how deep it'll go. Just as I said, there was a pullback on Friday coming in. We had two quite sharp pullbacks Monday and Tuesday, but they were just obliterated by the strength. So I'd be going for strength. I wouldn't be going for weakness. But to add to a position, if Orly is able to get us at 1,365, if you want to add to it, I would only add in 1,383, and I'd treat any position you have as a core position, and that would be a trading position. I'll be right back. The Dow is up 77, S&P's up 14.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, so this is a very good point, Paul. GE has outperformed NVIDIA by 2 times in the last year. It's funny, GE is never mentioned on CNBC, but CNBC is owned by GE. Very strange. I agree. That's something I've also noticed, but I'm not sure whether that's just because they don't want to talk about anything that's good. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, so GE made that instant restart right there, just as it broke out of the 214.31 high from March, having plunged to 159.46 on the 7th of April. And then it had a brand new buy signal to buy mode going peak E/A. Remember, alternate count if you have an instant restart. F/B, alternate count if you have an instant restart. You don't even have to type it in. I do type in G/C because invariably a G/C can go to a D. And lo and behold, we've got our D. This is a single leg A up. In the weekly chart, I can't call it an E because it went under the 159.60 December low. Went to 159.46. Yeah, 14 cents, big deal. It is a big deal in my work. 1 penny below says that you've got to start a brand new buy signal. So yeah, just so it's really strong. And then in the Tiger YouTube, someone had mentioned GEV. This is Venova. Fabulous move. It made a doji candle high yesterday, all-time high yesterday. Today it's a little under it. It had a 463 round number recently, and here it is trading 499.43 was the high today. It's trading at 493. Beautiful breakout in this. Now I can call a peak D, a leg D in the weekly chart, even though it has the characteristic of an A because the stochastic so strong at 94%, but the on-balance volume is a tad overbought. Okay, so let me just do this because people have asked me. I'll just do this real quickly. Yeah, so in the E-mini, the 1 minute chart has gone to a D. Here we go, D. Type D, and there's 1 minute. Think of this as a 1 minute chart. I'm just going to get rid for just the moment. I'm going to cover up the Chapman Wave automated resistance levels. Very strong resistance at 59.98. I don't use this all that much because I find it does stop there, but it's not necessarily the end of everything. But this will start a leg D if we can go above today's high of 59.74. Oops, no. If we can go today's high of 59.98. Yeah, 59.98.75. 59.90 becomes a leg D, but it's only a leg B. This is a 2-click session. So many times over the last week, we've seen that in my show during the 10 to 11 hour. I've just been too busy. I haven't been able to do it. You can go 1 click, and then you don't have to do a thing until almost the end of the day. It's a 2-click session. I don't know if we'll do that, but so far it's acting really well. So that was the next question was, I'll just go in order if you don't mind. I don't want to run out of time. So I'll go, thank you, Steve. Yes, single weekly leg A in the weekly charts of the QQQ and the NDX 100. Got a question here. I think I've answered that. So, Z, I think you missed that one peak right there. So I've answered that question. Let's go back to the... Okay. And the next one was... Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Did that. Oh, yes. Good. So... SPRO. I won't go to the futures as SPRO. So this is going to be fascinating for SPRO. This is... Wow, what is that? SPRO is... Can I read something? Sparrow Therapeutics. Wow, look at these. You know, some of these, I have one that's AKBA. It's just fantastic. So this one was tootling along in the 60 cent area. Bam, it gaps up, and now it's in leg A. I believe that's BC. I think it's almost a C, almost at a D. It's trading at 275 today, up 4.17 just today. So it had a more than 300% gain, I think. But look at this. We've got this particular one. Yeah, look. AKBA. AKBA is Akibia Therapeutics, kidney diseases. And I had this on the list, and I just every day, I've been so busy with other things within the market, not trying to get trapped into being unfocused, that I've kind of skipped over this, and I didn't put it in the newsletter. I had this right here at 272, in the 270s, as a breakout. It's one of my screamer stocks that just pops up on this low priced and moving with the iShares 2000 under $10 list that I have. And look at that, it's gone from that 270s to today's high of 365, almost $1. I mean, 28% or something. Didn't have, and it's only a leg B. There's no other way to count it. Leg B in the weekly chart, leg D in the monthly. I mean, look, I have to raise all these. I'd already written them way down. Akebia Therapeutics does kidney disease. I've got so many of these things that just pop up like that. So, all right, enough of that. Next question was, I did the CLH. ES, Orly, I did Orly. AGEN, where's that today? AGEN had good news. Now it's at 581, up 81 cents. Oh, Dan, you're really good at this stuff. You got your biotechs down like a science. Leg D is extended all the way. You remember we said, I don't know if I can do that, but by within 2 weeks it should try. I can't believe this. It was down in the fours when we were talking about this. I said the level to look at is the week of September the 20th, 2024, of $8.50. I didn't even type it in. 53 cents. Is that 8 or 6? Of $6.53. Well, look at this. A weekly leg C, and it's going right there. It has another week in which to get there. Fantastic. This is Agenus Inc. Immuno-Oncology, and you've been following them very closely in terms of upgrades, in their FDA, etc. Plus, I think there was a company took over their production. Is that what it is? And now they are running other parts of it. Very nice. Wave. People are doing an alternate count from 421, so your B is their A. Oh, oops, disregard. No, that's not right. Okay, you did disregard. Since below the deal, would there be an instant research? Just asking, sorry, did not see Basil's response. Okay, the digestive phase. Meaning markets as a whole take a breather. You know, the way I'm seeing the specific, I'd said some time ago that for subscribers, I don't want to go into the KREs, the regional banks and all that, saying I can see a really good 2025 and then just wait there. I'm going with what's working, whether it's a CDE, which is core mining, in at the 7th year is at 892. I want only what's really working, because I believe this particular phase is just a really important one to garner as much as you can. All right, I'll be back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So I had a question about the SOXX. When back, please, Basil. Thank you. So look, I just want to show you something. Here's the 1-minute chart. This is the iShares semiconductor ETF, and what we're looking at here is it hits the 200-period moving average right there at 10.08, let's say. And then it bounces and goes peak A, peak B, and then it's a 1 penny high for a peak C. Now, I have a rule of thumb that you need to, for those of you who do Chapman methodology, just remember that very often when it takes time after a peak C and it pulls back and then eventually it gets to a D, very often it's almost like you want to restart and say, oh man, am I starting over? No, just take that D. And I couldn't tell you, if I say invariably, I just mean 70% or more of the time, when you get that, you get a very quick D, and within 3 bars, usually it's within 2 bars, it goes to an E. Then you can have a potential for an instant restart, but just keep thinking that it is a D, especially if it goes D and then very quickly to an E, and then just follow the 9-period moving average. So this, because it went underneath the trough of D, I would have to consider that any new rally above, say, 215 in the SOXX would start, this is a 1-minute chart, but it doesn't matter. It could be a monthly, a daily, it doesn't matter. Could, in fact, be a breakout to the upside. So I would have an alternate count saying F/ or in this case, I'd go brand new G/A or whatever it is, G/B. So think of that. But once I've got this F, what's the 9-period moving average? Because you've already taken out the trough of D. That says, you ran all the way, and now you could be arching over. So just watch this very closely. All right? I hope that helped you at least for now. So let me go back. I don't think I even finished everything else. So let me do this again. So we're looking at GC. This is the gold. Gold is, it's up at 31. I didn't even see that because earlier when I looked, it was unchanged. Remember, this is a technique that I developed a long time ago. I love it because it just so clarifies that it's not just a trend line, it's the Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone or propellant zone, because it gives you that room, and you'll find that you need that little 16th of an inch. You need that to get all of the whipsawing going back to try to break the level. So here it is, breaking out. It's in leg B. If it's today, this is a daily chart in the gold contract. If it goes above 3417.8, it just goes to 0.9. It extends leg B. I want to see this use this whole. And now what I like to do, very often I'll extend this, because you'd be surprised how many times it looks like it's a breakout and goes there, but it comes right back and it tests that trend line. And then it takes off or it fails. So this becomes, I usually keep these a little longer than usual. So this is gold acting very well. Weekly charts holding very nicely. monthly chart looks great. The GDX, a little different. No, I'd say a lot different. The GDX daily chart pattern is very strong. It's in a leg E. It could even be an instant restart. So I always do this. I've done it for decades. I used to do it with a little yellow pen when I used to hand chart. That is an instant restart potential because within 3 bars, within 2 bars, it broke to a new high. When it's that high, then I usually say, okay, just think of it as an E. In the back of your mind, think E/A. Let it go higher because this looks like it could fail going to an F or a G and come back and then retest once, and then you've got to be very careful. So gold is still looking very strong. The GDX is looking very strong. We're getting to a toppy-ish area just in the shorter term. Leg D in the weekly chart, leg F, very quick, E to F in the monthly chart. Look at silver. Silver's trading right now up a little bit, up 0.05 at 34.69. It did make that peak D, and for 2 sessions now, it hasn't yet broken above the peak D high. It's continuous contract 34.94. Ha-ha. Look at the weekly chart. It was looking kind of miserable. All of a sudden, it looks like it's independently forming a leg A that goes to a peak A and a leg B. Now, this call is called the gray because the stochastic's only at 67%. The MACD only just turned positive, but that 9 period is very strong. So because of that, I'm going to say I'm changing. First time I've done this. I'm changing this from a plus sign to an up arrow, saying that silver weekly has gone to a buy mode. It could fail, but at this particular point is looking really nice, and the monthly chart has improved a lot. Let's go to a question came in. Where was it? Can I look at VGZ? VGZ's Vista Gold. Now, I can't explain it. Chapman wave, peak Ds are where other things can happen. So it goes to a peak D, double top at 1.30 or so in the daily chart. Bam, today it goes down to 0.9. What did it go down to? 0.91. It's trading right now 0.97. So I've always had a trouble with this one because if you look at the chart, you'd have no idea that it's trading at $1, actually under $1 right now, 0.98. It looks like a proper chart. That's what I always say. Chapman wave works in any time frame, whether it's a 1-minute chart or a monthly chart. Only thing that looks different is when you look at biotechs because they have a wick, a very long wick for the monthly candles closing at the lows invariably. All right. So what I'm looking at here is this. It took out, but it's got another bar in which to close above the low that was made on the 12th of May of 92 cents. If it closes under that, that's a real problem. So right now, it could be just a spurt of a bad news blurb that just bam. But I don't like this action at all, especially with a $1 stock. If this was trading at not 1.30 but at 130, and it went down to 91, I'd say, whoa, that is a pretty serious thing. But it's a real company. I don't know about the bookkeeping part of it. If that's a problem, that's a real problem. So what I would tell you is, what would I like to see if I owned a VGZ? I would like to see an inside bar of the close today, more in the middle of the bar, so somewhere in the 1.03 area. I'd like to see that by, today's Wednesday, by Monday or Tuesday of next week. It hasn't even thought about retesting the 0.91 low today, but in fact hasn't even tested 0.96. In fact, it's making higher highs and it's trying to get back to the high today. It opened at 1.40 and it had a high of 1.15. Anywhere in the 1.12 area, I'd say if it can get there and hold, that's what you want. If it closes under today's low, I just say be really careful, especially because it's a low price stock. If you bought a lot, thousands of these, 20,000 shares at $1 means that if it goes down to 50, you've lost 50%. So please be careful. Okay, so I don't want to run out of time for the final section. So I'm going to start right now by saying The volatility index, I'm watching that for the first 2 weeks of this month because I think that's going to come into play at some point. I don't think it'll be just yet. It might be sometime in about a week, maybe at the end of next week. I think that's where I'm going to watch it very closely. It's at 1776 right now. Oh, famous number, huh? 1776. I'll be back.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, reversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Yeah, there's 1 minute SOXX, SMHs, that's the semis. Look, there's that cup formation. Gosh, I never had a chance to do this. I should have drawn it in before. It's so familiar these days. And this could break out to start a new leg up. Let's just look at the ESM. See, that's pulling back. It's very interesting that the semiconductors are holding really well at this particular point. NVIDIA, I'm on the 1 minute chart. Anyway, it's down 21 cents. All right, that's struggling a little bit. So, yeah. All right, let me just do this. H25. If at any point today, the E-mini trading at $59.90, up $9, actually takes out, first of all, if it takes out this peak that was made at 10:40 Eastern Time, 59.97, if it goes to 0.25, if it goes to 0.50, starts a leg B. And then that's like a parallel wave count. You've got peak A, and now you're going to add a gray A going to B. If B takes out the high of 59.9875, That's really strong. It says that you should go to a leg C and a D in the 10-minute chart of the E-mini. All right, let me just run this now in a different way. Cintas, uniforms rentals, all-time high as we speak, but there's a double top, 228.12 from November of last year, slumps down to the 185 level, comes all the way back to today's high, what? 46 cents above that high from November. So the double tops, I'm looking at them and I'm saying, got to keep that in mind, but so far this is very good action. Let me just do this. I'll do the S&P. I'll do the SPY because many people look at the SPY. Excuse me. SPY is in leg E/B. This I can't call it E/B. My thinking is a B. It's trading at 597.14 up $1.05. If by 1:30 this afternoon the Dow is up more than 90, the S&P, this SPY is up, I would say above 599.50. I think you're going to have a nice close. A big pull.